Hello and welcome, my dear yarn-loving friends out there. My name is Doc, and this is the ZiaWoolz podcast where we talk about, yes, today it's a we, normally it's I. We talk about all kinds of yarny, fun things, knitting, spinning, crochet, and whatever else I've been up to. And this is a special episode where I am very excited because my friend Doris is visiting from Germany right now.
Right, yes.
Yes. So Doris came on the day before my birthday, which was a round number this time around. That's all I'm going to say. And we had a super nice party on the day of the birthday with some friends and neighbors, and she was like a trooper with jet lag, and we powered through and had a super fun celebration. And yeah, it's been 2 weeks already that you've been here. Time just always flies when you're having fun. We've been doing a lot of fun stuff all over town, even though we've been, and you may know that right now Balloon Fiesta is happening. It has its 50th anniversary, and but so we're gonna go. That's the plan this upcoming Friday, where we always love to go to the special shapes. That's on Fridays, and which means we get up super early. We take the bus down the street somewhere, and then we have our breakfast burrito at the place, which is always a favorite, of course. And so that's going to be the upcoming weekend. But in the past 2 weeks, we've done all kinds of fun stuff. Like we've been, I wrote down some notes because I didn't want to forget about anything. We've had some knit nights here at the house, but also at a friend's house. And then we've been not every morning, but every other day, every second day or every third day, we've been out on our beautiful desert trails, running, walking, and just making a large loop here, which is so beautiful. And we have been to our favorite thrift store. We've been to our favorite fabric store here in town, Hip Stitch, which is owned by a friend of mine, Suzanne, and we've shopped pretty good there. And now we always try to sew together, which we haven't done yet, but we knit together, we watch TV together, and we chat. Of course, we talk a lot. And we have been to the Mountain and Valley Wool Fest, I think that is what it's called. I don't know. I can't get that name of the festival into my head, which used to be the Taos Wool Fest, and it has relocated this year to Santa Fe, to the fairgrounds for the very first time, and we visited yesterday. What else did we do, Doris? We're eating a lot of good food.
A lot of good, yummy stuff, a lot of sweets, candies.
You're not supposed to tell them about the candy.
Yeah, we are on, so it's fine,
I'm just joking. No secrets here. This is all the real stuff. I made a little list. What's on the list? Running and walking, thrift store, party, Wool Fest, knit night,
we were at the
fabric
yarn
store. Oh, we did go to the yarn store. Yes, you're so right. Yes, and brought something home too. The good food and our Netflix, and we can tell you at the very end about what we've been watching, which we both very much enjoyed, in case you love a good show with your knitting. And I do want to start with two little things about the shop, but also one thing that's very important. Okay, I had to take a break because I had a sneeze attack. I meant to tell you, if you are local and you plan to come to the High Desert Studio Tour, maybe you come from Santa Fe, wink, wink, or you are in Albuquerque, there's one hot item that I wanted to tell you about. And no, I'm not getting any kind of commission. I'm just in love with her pottery. And I'm talking about Southwest Sunflower Pottery. She's on Instagram if you want to look up the beautiful things that she creates. And I have asked her if I could advertise her beautiful yarn bowls. Look at it. Oh my gosh. This is so gorgeous. So she makes these in this color concept, or she reverses the colors according to your wishes. And if this is something that you like, it's a pre-order item. Usually takes her a while until she's got it done, but it costs $70, and yeah, and you can just let me know and I will pass it on to Sarah. Sarah will be at my house for the High Desert Studio Tour, so it will be there on the day, or you get in touch with her through Instagram and you can do it that way. She ships too. Yes, that was important for me to tell you about Sarah's beautiful yarn bowls. And I wanted to show you the last set of mini skeins that is in the shop right now. 10 mini skeins. And like I've told you before, the shop is now open through my website. There's not a lot of items in it yet. It takes me a lot of time and I've been super busy, as I told you. And so be patient with me, but I wanted to tell you about that last set of minis. There are also spinning fibers in the shop, and I will put in this super cute Halloween oversized sock bag. And it's not yet in the shop. And if you are one of the early people who watch the podcast and you want this, you need to shoot me an email to my email address and just tell me sold. It will go through PayPal. And that's all the shop news. And I don't know. Do you want to start, Doris?
So first I want to introduce myself. So I'm Doris from Germany. I live in Hamburg. And yes, now I'm 14 days here and the time is running. We make so much good things and it's so nice to be here. So I came and the weather changed in Germany. There is cold and rainy, and here we have summer, it's warm. We go out running, we are sitting in the garden. I love it very much. Yeah, and I have a lot of stuff that I worked. And yeah, my dear friend Dagmar, the first I told her I like to knit socks, and she gives me handspun wool, and I immediately the third night or day I knit these socks.
So I think you finished them on the same day, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I came on at Saturday, Sunday we have the big party here, and Monday we relax on the sofa, and I get these socks. I knitted with 6.5. Yes, I guess it's
millimeters.
Right. Millimeters.
Yes.
Yes.
DPNs, yes.
Yes.
Do you remember how many stitches you cast on?
I cast on 24 stitches. Yes. So it's very thick wool, and it was so quick. And they're super warm, and when I go back in 14 days, I have warm feet.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
This was the first. You will go further, or I have to... I don't know.
You can go on.
I go on.
You
So
can go on and then
then-
we can switch.
yeah, I love shawls. And Dagmar find for me the German Schnecker. It is a shawl from, you know her name? Barbara Ulmer. Barbara Ulmer creates this. There.
Babette.
Babette. Babette.
Babette Ulmer.
I need a glass.
Yeah, and the pattern came in English. So you have it, you're using it in German.
Yes.
But the pattern also comes in English, even though the name of the pattern is a German word, the German word for snail. So, and you're gonna, of course, I mean, if you didn't see it on the picture, you're gonna know now in a second why it has that name. Because
Yeah. And it was a gift from Dagmar for me. This is baby alpaca and silk, super soft and super cozy. I love it. I love it.
It's called velvet.
Velvet?
The base is called velvet, because
Okay.
it's as soft as velvet. Velvet is samt.
Velvet. So,
Yeah. It's like, I'm so incredibly in love with this. It's
Yes,
so
and-
gorgeous.
sorry, but I guess I like to show it as this way.
Yeah, it looks so good when you put it on your clothes and it's just beautiful.
Good.
Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What needle size are you using again? 4. Is it 4?
It is, yes, it's 4.
4 millimeters, I should say, because US size 4 is different.
Yeah. I use the German needles. These are 4, and I have needles on this side and of that side. And I finished this little bowl, and then I guess I have 2 meters or 2 meters 50. I can switch it around, and it will be very, very nice. And I have this little project in this beautiful skull bag. Look at this gorgeous bag. And you got it last year from the Wool Festival?
It wasn't at the Wool Festival.
Okay,
It was in
but
a store in Taos. Yeah.
It was in a store in Taos. Okay, thank you.
Bought it a year ago in Taos for Doris. Yeah.
Yeah, so time is running and we have this stupid illness, so I don't want to travel and I can't travel, so it's 3 years ago I was here the last time.
Yeah.
But now we are
And if you are new to the podcast, way back then, I recorded an episode with Doris already, but back then we were in the dye studio
only
outside.
one
Yeah.
or two?
I
I
can't
guess
remember.
2.
Was it 2?
I guess 2.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Maybe we have
Don't
to watch
remember.
it again.
Yeah, really.
Okay,
Yeah, so
go on.
Okay, but so you say 4 millimeter needles, and this is I think these are 50 gram balls of yarn, and because it's a lace weight, each ball of yarn has, I think 340 yards. I may be making that up, but I'm pretty sure that's the yardage.
And now I
You
have
have
130 stitches.
130 stitches, and you had 3 balls of yarn, and you're on the last one right now.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's funny because Doris, I'm gonna tell on you. I'm gonna tell them. Doris, when she is here, she takes off with her knitting like a rocket. When she is in Germany, she doesn't knit a stitch. No, not true. This time you did make a blanket, the Sangsang blanket, my blanket pattern. But normally barely anything. It's so interesting to me. And then she comes here and it's just something, I guess it's very contagious because I knit, then you want to knit, and we sit together and chat and watch something and we just knit together. It's just really nice. Yeah.
Yes, I love it too.
Yeah. So I had already, ahead of time, I had told Doris that I will have the sock yarn and that I will have lots of handspun leftovers that she can use up as much as she wants to. So those were going into the socks already. And the green yarn, if you've been around a little bit, you may remember that I had dyed this up to possibly hold together with some handspun yarn for a sweater, which was an over-dyed handspun yarn. I spun in natural colors, brown and beige, over-dyed in lime green, and then I thought about bumping it up with this, but I decided against that. And so I thought, wow, that might be something. But I knew Doris would love the colors. So, I mean, that's why. This guy, of course, also all the greens. Yes, and I am proud to report that I have been a very good girl. I have been, not a girl, but whatever. We're not going to go into that. So I may have mentioned that I thought about casting on the Elton because I found this beautiful yarn. And the Elton, if you don't know this beautiful pattern, you have been living under a rock. It's a pattern by Hori Locatelli. And when I was digging into my stash recently, I found these two yarns where I thought, wow, that would make an amazing Elton. And this is both are handspun yarns, and I think this is most likely a mohair. It's a very heavy ball of yarn, and I have no idea how much it is. And this one, same thing. No idea about fiber content, no idea about yardage, but I'm thinking, whatever, I can give it a go and try and see if it works. And I did knit a little swatch, and then I think I did the needle size that she asks for. Oops, I'm stuck. Yeah, I think I went down to the needle size that she asks, the 3.5 millimeters. I hope I'm not telling you nonsense right now, but I had a bit of doubts because this is a yarn that has a high bamboo content, bamboo or silk or tencel, and it would work great as a contrast with the fuzzy mohair, which is, by the way, a soft mohair. Many of you probably know that mohair is itchy to me, but I think I'm going to be okay with this in a cardigan. But this yarn, I will have to try and see how it behaves for the ribbing, because as far as I saw, I start top down, and then I thought about it and I thought this may not have enough elasticity for the ribbing. It wouldn't matter in the body so much, but for the ribbing, I don't know. So I put it aside, but anyways, I have my other projects that I wanted to focus on. So I'm kind of glad that I set this aside, and it's just sitting close to me and kind of occasionally waving at me, telling me, hey, didn't you want to start me? And I'm like, no, I got other things to finish first. So that's the possible Elton of the future. And then I think what I devoted the most time to was the sweater for my brother. I've talked about it in the past. I want to make a sweater for him with sock yarn leftovers that I'm holding double. I'm using 4mm needles. I'm making it top down, and I had originally picked a pattern, didn't like the stitch count for the neckline, got rid of the pattern, started on my own account, ripped back twice for reasons with the measurement of the neckline, but also with my color choice for the yoke. And then now I am actually really going, and it has grown so much. I think the last time you saw it, I had barely started, but now I am really far into it, and I'm really enjoying the knit, and I'm enjoying how it looks like. And here it is. Oh, yes. I really like how it turns out. I also have to confess that I was very tempted to start my own version in I always feel terrible about calling them female colors, but I wouldn't put a pink, a purple into his sweater. So of course they're kind of female colors in a way, but yeah. But I do have some burgundy in here. But I will eventually make one for myself. I'm hoping, yeah. What I need to tell you again, and I have talked about this before, this measurement of the raglan, because I ripped back, I knew I had measurements about and an idea about the stitch count that I wanted to have once I split the sleeves, and I could also measure my row gauge. And I realized that for a men's sweater where it has to fit a little bit loosely, especially because I want him to be able, I'm thinking he's gonna wear the sweater in the garden when he mows the lawn or whatever he does in the garden. And so I figured that when I split the sleeve with my desired stitch count, I would not get deep enough here. And so what I did was, I think I added on 7 extra rounds where I did the raglan increases only every 3rd round instead of every 2nd as you normally would do. Another thing that I noticed is as I got lower, I realized, wait a minute, my sleeves are already getting pretty big, but the body of the sweater, I want a little bit more. So more stitches. So that kind of threw me off because, like I said, I did some math and I measured whatever I had ripped back before, but still I did a little bit of adjusting down here where I increased for the body only in several times, and I did not increase for the sleeves. I think I did that 3 times, and that way I got 6 more stitches for the body than I initially had calculated. As you can see, I worked some short rows here for the neckline, and now I'm just plucking away until I reach a length that I think will be suitable. My focus is on using green sock yarns. They're all German sock yarns, so he can wash the sweater in the machine and he doesn't need to deal with hand washing. And what I plan to do for the sleeves is I will make them, they will not match the body, but they will match each other roughly. So I'm going to try to use similar colors for the sleeves, but not be kind of obsessive about making them look the same. I'm probably going to weigh some balls of yarn and make 2 little piles. Yes, so that is the sweater for my brother. Very excited that I have gotten so far with this. And then I think I'm going to talk about the Duke City mitts. We are still, until December 3rd of this year, we're in Duke Mania 2022. I am making Duke City mitts, which is a free pattern that I published on Ravelry in English and in German. And I am hosting this cal right now, and I hope you participate. And I will eventually, when it ends in December, I will draw a winner. But I'm asking you, if you want to win a prize, can please join my Ravelry group, the ZiaWoolz group on Ravelry, and comment and be active there and show what you're making. And what I have been making is I finished this pair. I don't think you saw this finished. I think it was a work in progress last time. All my Duke City mitts this season, almost all are made with hand spun yarn. Because I'm crazy, but I love it so much. It's so fun to make them. I've made so many, so they're kind of boring to me, but if I use hand spun yarn, they're not boring. I think I used 5.5 millimeter needles for these and 3.5 millimeter needles for these. I just picked the needle size according to the yarn. And now this is the last pair that I just finished. And because I did not have enough of that hand spun that had this color variation with the pink, I looked, what else could I add? And it's this alpaca old deep stash hand spun, and I think they look really fun. I wanted to switch it up with the asymmetrical look, and I know that this thumb looks kind of big and wonky, but it fits perfectly. I think my yarn there was a little bit heavier. Fun. Yeah, that's what I finished in the past 2 weeks, the Duke City mitts, and I picked the next yarn. I have lined them all up, and this is going to be the next hand spun that I will use for the next pair. No color variation in this one, but can't always have it all. I did want to mention at this point that I know there's a lot of hand spinners out there, and I have been spinning a lot, and I had some questions about how I spin, and I decided, because I just don't want to bore the people who are not into hand spinning, and so I was thinking I'm gonna do a separate episode about my current spinning, which will come very soon after this episode. And in the meantime, I just will show you the skein, which is the last one that I finished and which I think turned out really beautifully because it has all the colors. What do you think? Amazing, right? I spun this up from some poonies that were a birthday gift that came in the mail from Germany, and I just loved them so much. It was a joy to spin this skein of yarn, and the weight is 73 grams and 323 yards. That's what I got. So it's about a fingering weight. But like I said, I will talk more about spinning in that other separate episode. Okay, I got the sweater, I got the Duke City mitts, and then I'm almost done. I have only one more project. So Doris, I'm gonna pass the ball to you.
Okay.
And you can tell us about your other project and how that happened.
So I go back in the end of October, and I thought I have no jacket to go back, and it's freezing, I guess. So
for the trip back to Germany.
Only in a t-shirt. So I have to have a jacket, and I know Dagmar has plenty wool in ZiaWoolz, and she said to me, okay, you can make you a sweater from my hand-spun wool. I have many left, so I picked it up. My favorite color is green, so I picked up green, and this is the cardigan. It's by Bath Cardigan. Or?
The cardigan is called Bath Cardigan, and it is by, why am I blanking on the name?
There.
Kate Davies, of course.
Okay.
She's the designer. Yeah, and the idea we only got the idea because we went to the yarn store.
Yeah.
And I told you last time that they have wholesale bought all of the hand-dyed fibers that I still had. And so I thought, well, it's, if they have a lot of customers possibly who are interested in hand-spun yarns, so let's bring some samples. So we picked one sweater that was made with hand-spun yarn in one color, but we also brought my Bath cardigan, and mine was made with completely all hand-spun leftover yarns. And then Doris tried it on, and that was it, right?
Right, so I thought, okay, I have to make this jacket too. And I picked up wool, and I made it like this. Look at this. I did all the wool on the tablet.
Tray.
Oh, sorry, tray. I forget so many words.
I know.
Yes, that's great. And ta-da! So, look. Yeah, I started.
So bright and happy.
Yeah. I started with the arms.
No.
Yes.
No, you didn't make this
No.
first.
I mixed
it here.
No. Yes. Okay, I forgot.
I watch her closely because I have to help.
Okay, I started with the body, and I have a lot of stitches over here, and I knitted up to the orange one.
The ribbing?
Yeah, for the ribbing, I take the needles with 5.5 millimeters, and I already forgot the stitches.
Don't tell it, because that's the pattern.
Ah,
That's the people who have to I mean, you can say you do the third size of the pattern. Yeah, we can tell that.
Yeah. So I started to knit until here, and then I took it beside and started with the sleeves. And I have to, every fifth row, I have to count 2 stitches more. And now I watch television and I knit and knit and knit, and the next day I have little bumbles here. So Dagmar told me, it's impossible, you can't do this. It's not nice. So I have to stitch back. Rip back.
Yeah, he really ripped the whole band. Both sleeves.
Both sleeves.
Yeah.
But I tried to choose the same wool, that it's similar. And now I have the hard decision. I count for I don't know the name.
Well, the sleeves and the body are then connected. It's a little bit different than a normal raglan. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
But I mean, as you can tell in the picture, it's not a normal raglan. Yeah. So, but she's done with that part. But now she has to do the ribbing and the button band and the neckline and sorry, I took over.
Oh, sorry, yes. It is a kind of raglan, and I connected the body with the sleeves. And now this side, perfect. Other side, I don't like it. I don't like the green and the purple. Here it's more graphic, it comes more out the pattern. So I decided I have to stitch back.
Yeah, you can just rip it out completely. I think the purple bothered you the most, right?
Yeah. And the wool is so much purple. Then on the table, it's not really green left. So Dagmar looked at her stash, and 3 years ago I brought my half backpack was full of wool. Is this wool? Only wool from the
sheep wool,
sheep wool from Germany, from in the Lüneburger Heide is a little town called Weste, and there I bought many of this wool, and Dagmar spun it.
Well, one part.
One part.
A little bit. I still have a lot of that.
And then she colored it, and I guess I like this color, and I will stitch with this one.
Use it, knit with this one,
knit
for
with
the
this
button band. Yeah.
Yes, and
The
we
ribbon,
have here 80 grams and 186 meters. Meters, yes. Okay. So
168 meters and 184 yards. Yeah.
Okay.
80 grams. Yeah. The cool thing is, Doris said, I can't take that because I gave it to you. I said, yes, you have to take it, because it's kind of it's so lovely that she brought the wool here. I made something out of it. I dyed it. I spun it, and now it comes back to her, which probably otherwise I wouldn't have thought of giving you a skein. I mean, what do you do with one skein? And now it's so perfect. Now it's going to go into the jacket. I love that. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny that right now, just a few weeks ago, I had dyed up another batch of the wool that Doris brought. I still have a whole giant bin full. I mean, you could probably compress it to like a little ball because it's so airy and fluffy, which you can see now. But I'm gonna show you what I dyed just recently in one batch. And it was prepared by that farm as a bat. And that's how I just laid it out in a tray and did some solar dyeing. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I said, well, I could spin up something that I have dyed, but then Doris said, oh no, this is too yellow. So she didn't even like this color so much.
Yes, I like this color,
but not
for the
yes,
jacket.
I do know that, yes. Yeah,
so,
not for the jacket.
Not for the jacket. Yeah.
So this goes in my bin of fibers to spin for me, which I'll mention again in that separate episode. Yes, so that was your cardigan. And I'm thinking it's really, really amazing. I'm going to take a sip of water because when I'm yawning, I need water. Sorry.
Okay, my water is on the other side on the table.
Yes, so what's my last project? If you watched the last episode, you're not going to be surprised to see my gorgeous hand-spun shawl inspired by Kia of the Kia Spot Wool Magic podcast. I mentioned her a couple of times, and I think most people who go watch knitting podcasts know her. She showed a triangular shawl, like simple, where she used various yarns just a little while ago, various hand-spun yarns, and I thought, what a fabulous idea. I will do the same thing with all of these special, small, fairly lightweight skeins of yarns, where a lot of times I spun a sample from a bat where I blended some yarns, and that's why I have all these. They're not leftovers, they were all little mini skeins, little sample skeins for whatever purpose. And I have gotten pretty far along. I'm very happy with how it turns out and how the fibers, how the yarns look like together. And I am right now on this ball. Come on. Yes, here we go. And I have 2 more balls of yarn. One is also on a gray base with green and light blue. And then I have this one, which I think will make my edge where I will figure out some kind of a lace pattern. Haven't even looked into my books yet. No rush on this. I did think about using that new skein also, but I'm thinking it's almost too colorful. I'm not sure. What do you think?
Too colorful.
Too colorful, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's light colors and you have only this one stripe.
Only the one stripe
Yeah.
with the green. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's
Plus,
too much.
it's
But
also
it's very pretty.
It's very pretty, yeah, and it's a kind of like it's such a special to me skein, so I think I'm gonna have to find a special project for this one. Yeah, so this is just slowly growing. It's a great project to bring to knit night when you talk a lot. The sweater for my brother is too, because I just go right now. It's just knitting in the round. Yeah, and that was that. I have one last thing to show you. Did you have anything else, Doris?
Yes, I have yarn.
Oh,
I
that's-
have a new project, but first I want to tell you, in Germany, I made at last the song blanket. I knit in Germany. I did 2 song blanket. So.
Right. Yeah.
But normally
Windows.
I have many other hobbies. I do goldsmith work. yes, like this. Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I just had to. This is my this is the beautiful ring that Doris gifted me a
Yes.
few years ago. She made it,
I do gardening. I have cucumbers and tomatoes, and I love flowers, and I have so much stuff to do. And
yeah,
I
but
go
also that's
traveling.
I don't understand. When you travel, you sit in the passenger seat and you knit. When you're at home, you watch TV. You sit and you knit.
So I like it to sit with you together, knit together,
Yeah.
chit chat, and
It's
That's-
very inspiring when you knit with someone
yes,
else.
and
Yeah.
I love it. So the first wool Dagmar gave to me was this one. This is, look at this. And here it's ripped on, or however.
Wound up
Wound up.
into a ball. Yeah,
Okay.
or caked up.
Yes, and I want to make a shawl. No, I want to make a stola. I like this viereckige, like a stola, rectangular shawl. But just now I don't have an idea. But I have a little bit time. I'm 14 days longer here. I have to finish the Schnecker and the cardigan, and we will go shopping again, and I guess I will find anything. Dagmar
Yeah,
has...
but you have 4 skeins of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have 4 skeins, and it's from ZiaWoolz. Yes,
Sure.
and it's a sidewinder. Okay. So I have...
What was the name of the colorway? I can't quite. I should be able to remember my own colorways. You are my shining star.
So
I love it.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to go through many magazines to find a new pattern for the shawl or stola, but I have a little bit time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for me. I'm done.
Good.
Good.
And I have not been dyeing, as you may have guessed, because if I had, I would have shown you what I've made. But I have grand plans because I got this stretchy. I got this incredible book at the yarn store. I have to tell you, I am so insanely in love with this book. And if you have not seen it, go check it out. Find your yarn store, find it at your yarn store, find it at the yarn store of Nob Hill or wherever. This book is so beautiful. If you are at all somebody who appreciates nature, who gets outside, goes, sees national parks and these beautiful places, you're going to be blown away by the book. There's
Cute.
so different. Look at that. I mean, everything is, I am blown away. I will not bore you with every single pattern, but I'm going to show you a few, and I know you will agree. Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a few that I know I haven't even made a decision on what I want to make. Zion, you may remember, I've been there not too long ago.
Yeah, this I like, and there's a glacier inside, and It's so amazing. This woman went there, made pictures, then she creates pattern, she knit it, goes back and make a picture again with her head. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this bear head too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. So, as you can imagine, as a dyer, you are inspired to dye colors for something like this, and so I am currently waiting for a delivery of my Duke base, which is the super soft worsted weight 100% superwash merino, which I love to work with, which I love to knit up, which I love to dye. And so I still have to think about how I'm going to do this, because, well, you don't want to buy 5 skeins of a worsted weight yarn to knit a hat like this. So I'm probably gonna look a little bit closer at the different patterns and at the yarn requirements, and I'm probably gonna do either sets of 50-gram skeins or smaller even. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm thinking, or maybe the yarns are just available as 50-gram skeins and I won't put them in a set, because I want to give other knitters the option to choose whatever they wanna use for a hat. Yeah, and that is it from us today. A little bit of knitting inspiration and hopefully some ideas that we gave you for your projects, or if not that, then at least I hope you enjoyed the company, and I will see you again probably somewhere in 2 or 3 weeks, and not sure if Doris is going to come on again by then, but let's see what she knits. I'm going to crack the whip on her and have her knit along. Well, she should show her jacket, right? What do you guys think? Shouldn't she show the finished jacket and the finished shawl and the whatever she starts with, the sidewinder? I think she should. So maybe we can work it out to record another episode before she leaves.
Okay. So otherwise we see us next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, I say bye.
Yes. I wish you a good time until we see you again. Happy knitting. Bye.
Bye-bye.